We're very excited here to finally be to the point where we can say we are finished with the backyard project. I'm very pleased to show you the end result. I think one of the things that we wanted to start to talk about was really the idea of how you enter into the space. That was very important to me because I wanted some privacy, and so that was really one of the first things we talked about.
Yeah, so instead of doing a fence or a gate that would have been sort of difficult to come in and out of if you want to drive back here for any reason, we decided to do something set further back and make a screening out of plants so it'd be green. We made sort of a formal entrance with materials that have a lot to do with what the materials are in the front, so we can kind of tie the two areas together in that way. And so we have sort of this grand entrance into the new patio area that we have moved from where it used to be into the area that has a lot more sun.
I think one of the things that we really tried to do was to create different spaces in this open environment, almost like the living room, the dining room,
Right.
the area you could go meditate at or you could just relax at.
Well, we tried to get rid of the very rectangular space and create more of an organic space by putting in lots of curves and to create sort of not really a barrier, but just a little bit of a difference between this space and the shade space, so that people here that were gathering could sit around the campfire, so to speak.
Right.
You could bring a table down here and actually have people eating down here. If you had a large gathering, then they have multiple places they can go. There's a pathway that leads into what we're calling the shade garden, which is more like a very zen, quiet place that Diana can either go when it's very hot and she wants to get cooled off, or she just wants to have a nice, intimate conversation and a nice place to sit.
One of I think the focus points for the backyard here was the idea of being in the Huntswood and the idea of really enjoying water, enjoying wood, enjoying the outdoors. And so how could I bring that into my space? And Deb came up with a wonderful solution. We started looking at different kinds of ideas for water features.
We wanted something that was going to be very natural in color. So this particular one had this very rich, almost a burgundy brown color with some texture in it that really captures different light, especially when the water's flowing over it. It's just really a beautiful piece. And it just creates a wonderful, quiet, sort of bubbling pond.
I think that's going to bring us over to our last place, which sort of became something that once we started working on the garden, we came up with a third sort of special area.
In fact, I think one of the things that we thought about was when you actually are you're entertaining and you have friends over, that you wanted them to be drawn into the more of the rear part of the property, and this would be something to entice you to come out and say, oh, what's this out here? Nice little, spot. And so we sort of framed this just a small area just for somebody to come out and maybe have another intimate conversation.
Right. So anyways, what we're going to do hopefully is have you come back in the spring. You're going to see everything when it starts to bloom. We're going to get some of our outdoor furniture and we're really going to have a party. And right now I'm very happy, and I think it's going to, as it grows, it's going to really become a special place to be in our backyard.
Thanks. I'm so glad you like it.